You ever have one of those days where you just feel like eating a giant bowl of pasta? Right? Me too, guys. We're only human. But today, I'm gonna make the perfect solution. It's a low-carb, gluten-free dish that is delicious and is still gonna taste like you're eating comfort food. We're making meat sauce on top of spaghetti squash. Okay guys, this first part is super simple. All you need is a flat baking tray, your spaghetti squash, and a fork. Now you can do this where you get a knife and you split your spaghetti squash lengthwise, but I find that's really hard to do when it's not cooked because this thing is like rock hard. So what we're going to do is keep it whole and we're going to bake it. I've set my oven to 400 degrees and that's preheating. And I'm going to use this fork and just spike holes all over so when it cooks it can let out some of that heat. It's kind of a fun way to take out your anger. Why not? See how hard that is? Cutting it with a knife, almost impossible. Once that's done and the oven's ready, place that in there. We're going to cook it for about an hour until it's tender to stab with this fork. Okay, while that's in the oven cooking the spaghetti squash, we're going to cut up half an onion. I'm using red onion. And to do that, I'm going to show you how. Here's the trick. I've cut it in half, place it down. We're going to cut it lengthwise this way, but not cut through the end. Careful of those fingertips. Okay, and then we're going to cut it going back the opposite way. So just like this. And see how I've got this nice diced red onion. Red onion right there, that's perfect. And I'm going to stop crying in a second. Okay, so as well as the onion, I'm going to use some garlic. You can use fresh garlic if you have it. I've got some fresh parsley that I've rinsed off. I'm going to use a little bit of tomato paste, some diced tomatoes, no salt added, and we're also going to use lean ground beef. You can use turkey, you can use chicken, any kind of ground meat you like, really. This is 93% and 7% fat, so it's a lower fat, much lower fat, and make sure you're checking your labels and you'll be able to find the right one to use. We're going to use all of this and we're going to make a meat sauce. Okay, so my pan is nice and hot. I have it on a medium to high heat. I'm going to spray my pan with cooking spray. Then we're going to add our onions. Can you hear that nice sizzle as soon as it goes in there? That's what you want to hear. And we're going to add about a teaspoon, maybe 2. I like things really garlicky, of garlic. And we're going to let that start to saute a little bit and get a little brown. Then we're going to add our lean ground beef straight on top, like so. I'm just going to break that up into little bits, mix that with your garlic and onions, and start to get that into a nice little brown. Okay, I'm going to add some dried herbs, some basil, some oregano, and some cayenne pepper for a little bit of a spice. And like I said, you can use chili flakes if you like as well. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. It smells so good. And then I'm going to add just my 1 can of no salt added diced tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes, even better if you have them. Okay, I'm going to turn my heat down to medium-low, and I'm going to allow that just to sit and simmer and all the flavors to combine. Oh my gosh, I am so excited already. Okay, so I let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Once it cooked, I've sliced the end off and I cut the spaghetti squash straight down the middle to get these 2 halves, and they're nice and steamy. And like I said, get a spoon and you scrape out all the seeds and all the stringy bits and you end up with this, okay? And then it's so simple, such a beautiful thing. We're going to use this and we're going to just pull it down and we're going to get these beautiful, oh it's so hot, beautiful strands of spaghetti squash. Isn't it crazy how a vegetable is like this? Check this out. Spaghetti. Ah, oh, it's too hot. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to extract all the rest of my spaghetti squash and then it's time to plate up. Okay, so it's that time. Time to finally plate up and eat. We have our beautiful meat sauce. It's chunky, full of protein, and we use the lean ground beef, so it's not full of fats, but it still has plenty of flavor. What we're going to do is use our beautiful spaghetti squash right onto our plate here. So we cover that in beautiful serve of meat sauce. I'm going to add some fresh parsley right on top. Just a beautiful sprinkle. And then, my guilty pleasure, cheese. I'm just going to use a couple of shavings of Parmesan cheese straight on top there. Maybe a little bit more. And there we have it. I need some of that Parmesan. Give me that. This is like the perfect meal to make me think I'm eating something really bad for me, but I'm really not at all. Let me know how it tastes. Send me your pictures. As always, subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/tasteoftenille. Follow me on my social media accounts, Instagram @Emmalution, and on Twitter, it's Emma WWE. And I think we should have a special guest soon. So, who are you guys thinking? Let me know.